Why, hello there. I figure I go talk about my schedule listening to silly music. So, I know a lot of people are gonna like look at this and be like, "Whoa, what the heck?" Because every time I've ever showed my schedule, people are like that, and I always find it hilarious. But yes, believe it or not, this is not the first time I've done like this schedule. This is a schedule that has gone through a few revisions. Initially, I was gonna make it. It used to be like even more like busy and such, but like I've realized, hey, I'm only human, and I have to take into consideration emotions and actually requiring sleep and like random things that pop up, and so yes. So this is like a more lenient schedule than I used to have. This one is basically like a nice sweet spot, but like I'm still like trying to figure it out. But I'll go talk about like the most important stuff first, like the things that like you can't change. Sleep. Oop, sleep right there. Like I could make it be like half of this thing, but like I'm just like, that's 8 hours a day that you can't change ever. Because if you can't sleep, your body doesn't heal, and your mind doesn't heal, and all that other stuff. If you don't sleep, you're just not gonna be efficient at everything, and that makes everything else take too much time. So you have to get like the full amount of sleep. Now, if I stay on this schedule, like really well for months on end, I can go down to 6 hours, and I'll be fully rested. But you know what? I've always had a hard time, like, sticking to my schedules. So 8 hours is a good amount. And if I skip too much sleep, like sometimes it'll be like 12 hours. So that's where like morning routine is also kind of like also 3 hours, because I can catch up on stuff in the morning, and then if there's also time of like the grogginess of waking up from like not sleeping properly, but like that there's a lot of free time that can be saved there if I keep up to date with everything. So yes, and then of course, boom, this full time sucks. You see all this over here? I don't like this. This over here isn't that great either, but like with the chores and such, but like this is the main thing I don't like. Because there's always something to do on the house. There's always like chores to do of something, and then there's also like skills to learn. But yeah, like this is like 40 hours of working. I tried 60 hours one point in my life, but I realized, hey, even if you do no communication with other people and no video games, no nothing, just work and chores, you still have to cut into sleep in order to get all your work and chores done on 60 hours. So I don't dare go more than 40 hours. It's too much work. You have to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, everything else will take too much time, because you'll just be efficient and unhappy. And if you can't control your mind, things are gonna go bad. So yeah. So with that said, down here, there's some other things. It takes, my job doesn't like let me leave immediately a lot of the time, and even if I do, like there's still some travel time from my work to my house. Luckily, I live pretty close to my house, so I don't have to like drive an hour or two to go do that. I'm not good at doing long distance drives. I fall asleep at the wheel. Then again, that was back when I used to not get any sleep at all. Now I actually get sleep, so that might not happen anymore, but I still want to risk it. Just because when I get tired, I'm just like, I'm just going to go do everything. I'll just cut into sleep for a little bit. It's not a good idea. But yeah, so 7:30 is approximately when I'll get home usually. So then I'll start doing my exercises. Like 15 minutes to stretch, to get warmed up, and then 15 minutes to go cool down. So 30 minutes of exercising should be like plenty, I feel. Like actually like stuff that'll get you really worked up and all that. A big sweat, build your muscles and whatever. And this is absolutely important to me because I used to never exercise growing up because I'm like, I just don't have any energy. Everything sucks. I always hurt myself whenever I exercise because I do it too much. Little did I know I didn't have a good diet. I wasn't using the proper muscle groups no matter how many times I asked the freaking gym teachers. But now that I know like what kind of muscle groups you're supposed to be using and like the limits of what my body can do, that way like I can know like how far to push, how far to and how much I should to be relaxing. I have a better idea of how to efficiently exercise. But it's still like a work in progress. But of course, you don't have to like exercise every single day. But I try to get like at least 3 days a week, because it not only does exercise make you stronger, so everything in the day is just easier to do. It also gives you more energy, and it also makes it easier for you to sleep at night. There's just so many good things. And also I realize like the emotions are a bit more balanced if you've been exercising, so it's really good. Also, exercising makes you want to eat healthier foods as well, because if you eat like a bunch of chocolate or junk food right before exercising, like the sugar might help, but like everything else will make you just feel like crud, and then you just don't feel great. And so that's another reason why I like the exercise. And then of course I'll be sweaty and all that after work, so I'll go take a shower. That way it's not all smelly in my bed at night. Gotta be able to breathe properly. Because the work funk that I have to go deal with is kind of smelly. So, like, I get the work's funk being all gross, and then I got the exercise funk. It's like, I gotta go, I need that shower. I don't care if people say that you don't need a shower daily. I'm taking a goddamn shower. And then after that, like, gotta go shave daily. Work protocol stuffs. And it also feels nice anyways, because if I don't shave, like, I feel like I got food on my face all the time. And then at that time, it does not take that long to do dishes if you do dishes every day. And I figure while dishes are being done, you can cook at the same time, just going back and forth. Because you don't have to be just stirring constantly, even if like you're doing something on a pan. I think like eggs are pretty much like the thing that requires the most attention if I ever cook it. And then those are done like less than a minute if I cook eggs. So that's pretty much how much time it'll be until 10 o'clock, from like sleep to the morning routine to work and the exercise routine. That'll be until 10 o'clock. If I do my dinner stuff like really quick, and shave real quick, I might have a little bit of extra time, but in general it'll be around 10 o'clock by the time that's all done. So I can have 1 hour of like free time, or like other night routine stuff that I may have forgotten a previous day. So that's always a thing. And then I might play a game, but chances are I'll just be trying to catch up on something, learning something, or I just go into VR early. Now, VR is incredibly important to me because it gives me a chance to relax my brain. And growing up, I would always like overwork the heck out of myself, like all the time, until I wouldn't be able to do anything. So that's something that's very important because I literally will just destroy my body and mind from overworking. But if I stay in VR for like 1 hour, like I'll be able to relax. I have a hard time relaxing outside of VR, like even in just the real world, because like I'll look around in my room and I'll just be like, oh, but this reminds me of this. I gotta go do that now. This reminds me of that. I gotta go do that now. And then you'll just be thinking about things that you need to do, and you'll either do them, and then you just start like doing things until like 5 in the morning, or you'll just be like constantly worrying, thinking about things, and it's just like it doesn't get anything done. So that 1 hour of just relaxing actually makes the time more efficient later because you're just gonna be too tired. So I need that 1 hour of relaxing. Now, if I relax regularly, constantly all the time, you don't really need a whole hour, but it's a very good idea. But the other reason why I like to give an hour for like being in VR is because that's time where you talk with friends and such. Because that's one thing I forgot when I made this whole schedule, is that, oh yeah, there's other people. It's not just you trying to do things to make the world better. You have to remember that other people exist, and you need to go over and talk to them. They may not ask for it, but like sometimes people need that help. After all, like a lot of people usually get quiet when they are having problems, so they don't want to go ask for help and such. But it's a skill to know whether or not to go talk to somebody. So that's a thing I haven't quite taken into consideration enough. But yeah, recently things have happened that made me realize how important it is to go talk to people. But yeah, I gotta go do that. But since I've been off my schedule for so long, I just have to go do this for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go try to re-edit this schedule to like figure out who I can talk to and make sure social relations are good and all that. But yeah, that's like one of the reasons why like most of the week, like I can't do much with anyone. Like that 1 hour is very important because that'll be a consistent thing throughout the day. That like if anything ever happens, like it'll like even out like what's going on in my life. It makes it easier to go change things. So, with that said though, Monday and Tuesday, we got some other things. Not so work related, but like you're basically replacing work with chores. Cause if it's summertime, you're gonna go mow the lawn and weed and prune branches and such. And in wintertime, it doesn't have to do as much because it's mainly just shoveling snow. But there's still some stuff to do. And then I also have to clean a pellet stove. I hate cleaning pellet stove, but it's a thing. But yeah, and then of course there's also paperwork and all those other miscellaneous chores I have. I say do outside stuff first. That way you can just have a shower like after doing that and just do indoors maintenance afterwards. Depends on like what kind of things you have to go do. I'll take a shower depending on whenever. And then I got kind of generous down over here. So I don't know how much this is gonna stay because Blender is kind of important because I plan on making like a VR space that can help me like organize my thoughts a little bit. Even if I never like actually make it to a world where people can walk into, but like just having a way to just visually think about what I need to do in life would help a lot. Besides, like, I want to make some things that are personal towards certain people just to make them a little bit better. So, but I gotta say, just a couple hours of just using Blender, it's probably not gonna be enough to go actually do anything. So, I don't know. But yeah. Now, I know down there it says maybe Smash, because some people were like doing Smash a lot more frequently. I don't know how often I'm going to do that, because don't need to exercise every single day, so I can swap out whichever day depending on like what's happening, whatever people's schedules are. So, because theoretically I could just make it like 6 days, and then I have D&D, because one of my problems is not knowing exactly what I want to do. Well, I mean, it's a combination of not knowing exactly what I want to do and like saying what I want to do when other people are around. So that's D&D is a good way to just like shove myself into a safe place where I can go do that stuff. Depending on the D&D group I'm with, that can be easy or hard. So yeah, it all depends. But right now it's not so bad. But I'll have to figure out if I want to go do D&D more in the future or not, cause it's I've been having a hard time lately trying to like assert myself to go do things, because a lot of the time I'm just like, other people are doing those things. I like watching you do those things. Oh wait, I'm part of the party. I should be doing things too. What do I want to do? I don't know. That's generally the thing with D&D. It's not always like that, but it happens enough that like I'm trying to go figure out what it is. We'll see. Oh yeah. And now that I'm looking at my schedule again, I just realized it says Chess and Mech Monday. I don't know if I'm going to do like chess and mech stuff again. Mech Warrior was fun for a while. I was super addicted. So like I'm like, maybe if I can have Smash be part of my schedule, maybe I can have Mech Warrior, but no. Because Smash and fighting games in general will make you like be okay with bullshit that happens. Because life will throw bullshit at you all the time. And fighting games will always throw bullshit at you. So you have to learn to love the bullshit that's going to happen and embrace the chaos of life. So fighting games are kind of like a transition from playing video games to real life. So you get used to it, because I thought like everything was just gonna be like by the books and just like you do these things and everything will be fine. No. Life's much more chaotic than that. As much as it'd be nice to just have the simple rules, it's never quite as simple. There's always gray areas everywhere and things that pop up out of nowhere. So yeah. Also, fighting games and such generally, I mean, unless if you're playing a brain dead character, you're generally gonna try like change your behavior depending on like what kind of opponent you have. So you can never just like feel it, like kind of makes you like not complacent with just doing the same thing over and over and over again. So you learn to love like changing up things on the fly. So that's an important thing. Because video games can help you in a lot of ways, but they can also like be bad. Like mech stuff, it's nice to be able to like fiddle around with the mechs, but like it doesn't really help my life as much as like fighting games would. And especially like VR, because VR is like a social place that I can go and talk to people. Because to reiterate how, oh my gosh, do I have this on the wrong side? But yeah, to reiterate like how important like VR is to me, like I can't really talk to people that well if I haven't been playing VR for very long. The longer I spend in VR, the easier it is to go talk to people in real life. And then if I've played in VR for a long time, I'll get everyone else like talking and having fun together as well. But yeah, it's one of those things. Why that's the case, I don't know. Everyone needs a safe place to go talk to people. So yeah. Oh yeah. Also another thing about Smash is you're generally thinking about multiple things constantly at every moment and trying to predict like the best thing to do. Chess is like that, but it's more turn-based, and so you can actually go talk to people while you're playing chess. So I might not actually just like have chess like scheduled or something, it depends on if like other people want to. So because of that, I just might just lump up chess into like VR time, because my favorite way to play chess is in VR, because I can go look at the other person across the table. And it's fun that way. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's just like a glance of like what a schedule is like, from what I've done. I don't know if there's a better way to go make schedules, but this is basically how my schedule goes. I'm about to go make another video, and it's probably gonna go throw this whole schedule out the window as I try to go figure out other things. But yes, this is my schedule. Hopefully your schedule doesn't feel so busy. And this is why I make a schedule, because like I feels like there's never ever any time. But when you make something like this and you figure out, oh shit, this is really all the time I have. And of course, like I grew up playing video games where like a lot of games will expect you to play 8 hours a day every day in order to get certain things. Like that's just not reasonable. That's a low quality amount of it's low quality time for what you're getting out of the video game. You gotta make sure it's like actually meaningful. So yeah. That's another thing. It's like, while the fighting games will make you adaptable to like things that seem the same but are actually different, like there's also some other things I like. The idea that I might add in the future, like story-based games, or like maybe even watching shows, so you get an idea of like hypothetical situations of what might happen. But of course, there's stuff like documentaries and all that. The problem is, though, you gotta make sure you don't like watch too many of those things. So I don't know if I'm gonna add that to a schedule or not. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh god, this is longer than the last time I tried to go like record one of these videos. But oh well. I hope you get the gist. I'm not recording this again. I did it once before. But yeah. Goodbye.